So let's talk some of the top receivers for this upcoming 2024 NFL draft. And one guy I wanted to mention was Jacob Cowing from Arizona. Jacob Cowing reminds me a lot of Zay Flowers last year, a guy that knows how to get open in the slot. He's very speedy. He's got really good acceleration. He's just a very good natural hands catcher of the ball. I was blown away by Jacob Cowing. He was kind of, if you look at the consensus rankings right now, Cowing's down the list at maybe about 8. So I turned on the tape of Jacob Cowing, and I'm going, he was a guy that I didn't necessarily wasn't really excited to watch, because you think guy floor down the list from Arizona, de facto maybe he's not that good, but you watch Cowing. I mean, you look at the stats, 1,000 yards the last 2 years, and then you watch him play, and you're like, man, this guy just gets it. He can win vertically, adjust to the ball. He can make catches on the sideline. So, yeah, I came away super impressed with Cowing's game. I think he's a guy that's definitely going to rise up the draft boards. I think this is a guy that could work his way into like a top 2 or 3 receiver in this draft class. So, yeah, Jacob Cowing from Arizona, get him on your radar. He's a former transfer from UTEP, played at UTEP from 2019 to 2021. So, yeah, I mean, impressive guy, really good muscular build, lean body. Reminds me of Zay Flowers last year. Another guy, Antoine Juice Wells. I've talked about Juice Wells a lot. Really like all about Juice Wells' game. He's a really good all-around receiver, good hands. He knows how to get open. He's a guy that with his speed can stretch vertically. He's got fairly good size, too, about 6 foot, 6'1", well-built, about 200 pounds, muscular build, and a guy that's just very competitive. So, yeah, Marvin Harrison, the consensus guy, but his teammate, Emeka Ogbuka, no slouch as well. Emeka Ogbuka, number 2 consensus ranking. To me, I think Ogbuka's in my top 3, 4. I'm not sure if I'm ready to put him at number 2, but I didn't realize when you watch the tape, Ogbuka is fierce after the catch. He really wants to get yards, turn upfield. He's very strong. I mean, he can break tackles with physicality, and yeah, he's a good route runner, knows how to get open, had a really nice game against the Georgia Bulldogs. And he can really work those out routes. And he's good at creating separation. The footwork's very strong, knows how to manipulate DBs, knows how to break down and cut. I really like him on routes where he's coming back, or he breaks to the inside, and out-breaking routes, so out routes, in routes, slant routes. He's very good running slant routes, and just creates enough separation, and makes catches in traffic very well. That's something Jacob Cowing was good at that from Arizona as well. Emeka Ogbuka concentrates extremely well in traffic. So Xavier Worthy is a fascinating guy because his movement skills are exceptional. He moves, it's easy, and he's good at contested catches. He can adjust. His body control is excellent, and he can fire off the line of scrimmage. I think his acceleration burst within like the 10 to 15 yard range, maybe the best of any wide receiver in this draft class. So yeah, Xavier Worthy. He sounds like he kind of had some issues at Texas. I don't know if he was upset with the coaching staff, but that'll be kind of what to watch with Xavier Worthy. But as far as the talent is concerned, and as far as all the skills he has that projects to the NFL, it's all there for Xavier Worthy, and he's a super fun player to watch. Consensus number 3. Right now, he might be my number 2. Just the talent in the way he moves in his run after the catch. He's like Ogbuka. He's very strong too, even though he's a little skinny, probably could bulk up a little bit. He's strong after the catch, like can make guys break down the open field and make them look silly, break an ankle, run through wimpy tacklers. And he stepped up big a couple times in the Oklahoma game. So, and he played very well in the Alabama game. So playing well in big time games. 2 really good seasons as a true freshman and sophomore for the Texas Longhorns, and that's why Worthy is viewed as a top 2-3 wide receiver in this class. Some other guys, Malik Neighbors from LSU. Malik Neighbors he's got very quick feet, does a good job of getting off the line of scrimmage and really working DBs. Neighbors is a guy that he's got really good body control as well. He adjusts to the ball super well. I like the way he plays. He's very competitive. And he really wants to get the ball, turn upfield. He's got good burst. Right after he catches the ball, can really get upfield. So Neighbors is a guy that's consistently in the top like 5 to 7, 5 to 8 range. I think Malik Neighbors is a guy that, even if he's not viewed as like a top 3 to 5 receiver, I think you'll see him go. I don't think you'll see him fall in the NFL draft, because this is a guy he's going to be a rock-solid NFL receiver, probably primarily going to play in the slot. But, yeah, Neighbors' game is good, and he's been a guy that's played some really good football for LSU. It'll be fun to see how evaluators view him. I think he'll be a guy that a lot of people like. I think similar to Amon-Ra St. Brown, just a competitive slot guy who's going to carve a role in the NFL. Even though St. Brown even is talked about as the elite guy, maybe if Neighbors is never an elite guy, I think he's going to find a role in the NFL and will be a rock-solid player. Some other guys, Keon Coleman, played at Michigan State and then is going to transfer this year to Florida State. Keon Coleman has really good size. He's got a strong muscular build. You see he can really go up and get it. Yeah, Coleman, he's got good hands, and the body control is good for a guy that big, and that's a tough loss for the Michigan State Spartans, losing him. But I think he'll find a role at Florida State, and that will be exciting to watch him. And the other guy Florida State has, Johnny Wilson. Johnny Wilson, there's people claim that he's 6'7". I'm sure officially he's probably like 6'5 and a half, 6'5 and 3/4, 6'6". Probably not actually 6'7", but Johnny Wilson, number 14 wide receiver for Florida State, he's got really good speed, and I was impressed by the way he can go up and get it, the body control for a guy that big, and he gets off the line of scrimmage. So Johnny Wilson will be a fascinating guy, and people will like him a lot for his size. I see a little bit of Drake London, just a guy that big that can move that well, in just like adjusting his body and make the catch in traffic. It's all very good movement skills for a guy that big. Rome Odunze from Washington. So talking Washington, Rome Odunze caught my eye. Odunze, the consensus number 4 guy. Odunze, a lot of the receivers in this draft class kind of remind me of guys in the last 2. I see a little bit of Jackson Smith and Jigba. By the way, Odunze knows how to set up DBs. He just has a knack, especially a double move. He knows how to really get defensive backs to bite on routes, on fakes. And Odunze's got really good hands. He's got size. His contact balance is excellent after the catch. You look like a defender's going to tackle him, and he can just slip out of that tackle and stay on his feet. So yeah, Odunze, super talented wide receiver from Washington. One of 3 talented wide receivers that Washington has. Jalen McMillan is another guy from Washington to keep in mind. So yeah, there is some talent on the Washington Huskies roster, especially at the wide receiver position. Thanks for tuning in to Big Time Football Talk. Make sure to stay tuned for more episodes and clips from the show. Till next time, peace.